With more than 145 different languages spoken, along with a large immigrant and refugee population, Houston is currently the most diverse city in the United States. Nearly 1/3 of HISD students are English language learners. Today, the poverty rate in the city is on the rise. 79% of HISD students come from low-income families. 1/4 of them live below the poverty line. And the educational disparities across the city are huge. Less than 40% of HISD students meet third-grade reading standards. Academic performance for Black and Hispanic students lags tremendously, between 3 and 3.6 years behind that of white students. It's as if they were absent for a quarter of their K-12 schooling. According to McKinsey & Company, these educational achievement gaps have negatively impacted the nation's GDP more severely than all recessions since the 1970s. These educational gaps cost all of us, the entire country, dearly.
I'm the descendant of Italian immigrants. My grandparents came over. I saw what my grandparents did and how successful and how much of a difference they have made in the United States in all these years. And so being able to do the same for this generation of young people was in my heart. Myself and a few other founders, we got together and started working on how do we bring a Nativity Miguel school to Houston. We are 100% scholarships at this school. I know the difference an education can make. And all children, I don't care what zip code you live in or what your economic background is, they deserve a quality faith-based education.
The mission statement is to break the cycle of poverty through education. And we do that primarily through understanding that every student, every child has potential to do and be their best. And what our schools do is provide opportunities for our students, alumni, and families to be their best authentic selves.
One of the main things that I would love to see is the children to go to college, to have a career. I came to the United States when I was 7 years old, and I can see myself in this community. I know that if I can make it, you can make it.
I love San Francisco Nativity. It is an awesome place to work. We really do like to inspire them, to push them, to challenge them to become successful later on in their lives.
Our schools typically will have 95% high school graduation rate, and we would typically place 86% of our graduates in a 2 or 4 year college. I mean, when you look at those numbers and the national rates of not just students of color or students of economically disadvantaged communities, but just nationally, those are higher numbers.
In San Francisco Nativity, his teaching is amazing. My daughter, she loves science. She's very exciting every time the teacher says, I want to do this experiment. And she always come home very exciting to do it again at home. They teach values and behaving and how to be polite with other people. As a single mom in this country, working full-time is not easy. And San Francisco Nativity is helping me a lot.
One of the key components of this program, and one of the reasons that drew me specifically to Nativity Miguel, is that parent involvement, that family component. Because when you can better the life of a parent, you're bettering the life of the student.
Here at San Francisco Nativity, we do offer ESL classes for the parents in the mornings. We also have the after-school program. The program helps the parents, and they will not have to pay for daycare. We do provide food for the students. We have the breakfast in the morning. We have the food bank program. We also have that program, the Backpack Buddies, where we give them non-perishable bags with food. and they take it home.
There is help to get uniforms, backpacks, and books. That's a huge help for parents. San Francisco Nativity is always thinking about the families too.
We had a family that just came back from their country. They were from El Salvador. And when I went to see their apartment, they didn't have anything. It was empty. We talked to Miss Kathy, and she ended up getting a bed for them and other things for the house. That's something that you're not gonna see in public schools.
I am a product of the Nativity Go model. If it hadn't been for people at a school like San Francisco Nativity telling me that, hey, you are capable of going to this high school. You are capable of going away to college. These are things that I really didn't envision for myself or even thought of because I didn't know I could.
My daughter, Jane, she is very excited to be a veterinarian doctor. But this year, everything changed. She wants to be a teacher too, because her teacher inspired me, and that's amazing. My dream is for her to be a great person, to help others.
It's exciting for me to see the potential. Their curiosity, their eagerness to learn, their willingness to be friends to the kids around them is just exciting. They will make a difference in our community.
San Francisco Nativity, they help families. We're getting help from so many people, and I'm so grateful for that.